Hey everyone, welcome back to another Skyrim modding video. Today's video is about transforming Skyrim into the game Dishonored. If you don't know what Dishonored is, it's another game made by Arcane Studios that emphasizes stealth and assassin type gameplay with some magical and fantasy mechanics. So let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to focus on is the aesthetic of the game, using an ENB called Grim. Now Dishonored is set in a very dark and depressing world, so the Grim ENB seemed like a perfect match with its somber and darker tone. Fog and mist will often blanket the horizons, colours will appear less saturated, and the darkness will feel claustrophobic at times. In contrast, lights and fires look spectacular against the dark backdrop. So if you're looking for a dark fantasy style ENB for your Skyrim, this preset is for you. The next mod is directly inspired from the universe of Dishonored, called Gift of the Outsider. This mod adds a new character called the Outsider into Skyrim. If you don't know who the Outsider is, he's a kind of wizard or sorcerer from the game Dishonored. When you do eventually find him after doing a short quest, he will give you a new quest to find ruins hidden across Skyrim that each grant you a new spell. Each of these spells is a power from the game Dishonored. These spells include Wind Blast, which allows you to blast your enemies away, or a spell called Devouring Swarm that summons a horde of rats to distract or kill your opponents. There's even the Possession spell, which lets you take control of an NPC for a short time. All of these spells are direct powers from the game Dishonored. So if you know Dishonored, you will definitely recognize these spells, and they are great fun to play around with. Up next is the Blink spell, probably the most famous spell from Dishonored. Although the previous mod does have a version of Blink, this mod is by far the best. In fact, it's almost an exact copy of the Blink power from Dishonored. This spell allows your character to teleport to a spot in your line of sight. It's flawless in execution, and really allows you to move freely between buildings, teleport on top of towers, or just traverse the world of Skyrim. It also comes with an easy to use configuration file, so you can edit any settings that you want, like the distance you can teleport, or the speed at which you teleport. So if you're looking for a teleport spell, this is the best one to use. The next mod is another spell from the Gift of the Outsider, but this version works a little bit better. Slow and Freeze adds two new spells to the game, Slow Time and Freeze Time. As you might have guessed, Slow Time slows down time for your enemies. This can be helpful in combat as you can easily control the battlefield to your advantage. And Freeze Time completely stops time for other NPCs in the game. This is again great for any assassin who maybe wants to escape a difficult situation or sneak up on any unsuspecting enemies. There are multiple versions of each spell with varying strength from level 1 up to level 3. And there are even shout versions of the spells, so you don't have to use the spell if you don't want to. This is another great mod that takes inspiration from the world of Dishonored. The next mod is called First Person Combat Animation Overhaul, and changes the combat animations of first person gameplay. I've included this mod because Dishonored is a first person game, and the animations are similar to one another, specifically the dagger animation. The first person vanilla Skyrim animations are fairly simple and a little bland, so this mod is a welcome addition to any load order, adding a bit more variation and style to your gameplay. Next up is one of my favourite animation mods called Crouch Sliding. It's very simple and allows you to slide when going from a sprinting animation into a crouched or sneaking position. It's incredibly fun to play, and you can even slide into other NPCs, causing them to knock back or fall over. But mostly it adds a smooth transition between sprinting and sneaking. as well as adding a little bit of immersion to your game. Now we are going to look at some armor mods. The first are some Dishonored 2 armors that have been ported directly into Skyrim. There are various different outfits from Dishonored here, and each armor will appear different whether you are playing a female character or a male. Because they are only ports, you might have to edit them slightly to fit your character, depending on what body type you are using, but they are very high quality. Another armor mod that I think really fits the theme of Dishonored is the Bloodborne armor pack. They kind of have that late 1800s century look and are also very high quality. The next mod is called Sneak Tools. A big part of Dishonored is being able to take down your enemies in a non-lethal way. This mod allows that with a knockout feature. Instead of being assassinated, your enemies will instead be knocked out, but be careful, they will wake up in a few minutes. It also has another feature called Assassinate, where depending on your level and skills, you will assassinate your target no matter what. I really like this as it emphasizes staying hidden and taking out your opponents one at a time, without relying too heavily on your weapon or your enchantments. There are also a couple of other features like sleep assassinations, masks that hide your identity, and various utility arrows such as one that makes noise or one that creates a rope. Another big part of Dishonored is being able to dispose or hide dead bodies, and that's what the next two mods accomplish. We have Disposable Corpses and Collect Bodies. Both mods, when you interact with a dead body while sneaking, will give an extra option. Disposable Corpses allows you to dispose of the body similar to the shadow kill feature in Dishonored, and Collect Bodies allows you to pick up the body into your inventory and move them to another location where you can hide them. I like both of these mods as you can really roleplay being an assassin trying to hide your kills. And lastly, we have a couple of stealth mechanic mods that feature in Dishonored. The first one is a detection meter. This meter pops up whenever you're in the sneaking position and will display nearby NPCs who might be detecting you. When the meter fills up and begins flashing, you are fully detected. There are two versions of the meter as well, a white one that represents NPCs that are not in combat with you, and a red one that displays when NPCs are in combat with you and are actively looking for you. This is a really nice utility mod that features in a lot of other stealth games, including Dishonored. And the last mod is called Take a Peek. This mod allows you to look through the keyhole of doors to see what's on the other side, without actually opening the door or alerting anyone. This is another feature from Dishonored, and it's a great stealth mechanic that adds a little bit of immersion to your gameplay. And that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Both Skyrim and Dishonored are two of my most favourite games, so it was really fun to find mods that take inspiration from Dishonored. But as always, have a great day, and I'll see you again next time.